Go ahead.
Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Here to ask a question.
What's up?
Ryan, are you with Jackson?
No. You want me to? I can go get him if you want.
Yeah, go grab him. Put your phone on mute. Go grab him and come back. We're going to be on the air in the next 2 minutes or so. Have him text
Okay.
Teddy when you guys are back and we're ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, just
All
throw
right.
it on speakerphone.
Will do.
To you. Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman in studio this afternoon. He's giving Teddy Hood the afternoon off. He's serving behind the scenes with some duties today, Kevin, but we've got a big show lined up. We'll be joined shortly by a couple of captains from the state champion New Canaan boys lacrosse team. Two of the first captains. We hope to be many heading down the stretch. We'll have the Darien boys captains tomorrow, but I'm very excited to talk to these young men, especially when you think about some of the scrutiny they were put under, and a lot of it from me. I'm sorry, guys, but the way their season finished, I'm excited to hear about their final thoughts on their careers and what they're looking forward to now moving forward into their collegiate careers.
I think these are two guys in this roster that you want to hear from the most. I think when you think Ryan O'Connell and Jackson Apel, these are guys you want to hear from, and especially Ryan O'Connell because he's been so outspoken throughout his career here at New Canaan as a lacrosse player and a football player as well. So it's going to be nice to watch him and Frank see what he has to say about, yes, a little bit of a collapse towards the end of the season, especially in that FCAC tournament. Nice way to bounce back in that state tournament and get back and get that title.
And a football player as well. It's very interesting, too, when you look forward to the future for these two young men now, because Ryan going to the University of North Carolina, Jackson going to the University of Virginia, two teammates who have played together since, middle school, are now going to end up rivals on the field for the final parts of their career. So be fun to hear their thoughts on that. Still not much going on, obviously, but we've got all FCAC team for boys and girls golf, boys tennis as well. Then we'll have the the inductees and the award winners for this year's 2017 FCAC Hall of Fame class and the John Kutzo Award and Ralph King Award winners. Kevin, we haven't had much time to talk about this, and I just want to throw it over to you now. The MLB draft happened yesterday. Were you surprised at all we did not see Connecticut players taken?
A little bit, considering if you look around the MLB right now, here's one player, George Springer, the Houston Astros. That's one guy who went to UConn. You expect to see UConn, has a good baseball program there for college baseball. A little surprised you didn't see some of the guys here, from the high school level especially, get bumped up in the MLB draft. So give it time. I think next year, I think you're going to see a good amount of Connecticut players. But yes, I am surprised because Connecticut does have a long list of good players here.
Of course, most recently out of the state, big names you remember, Kirk Casale out of New Canaan, Matt Harvey, a guy from up north. And so I thought it was a little shocking. Ben Kasparius was eligible to enter into the draft. I didn't think he would go, / if he really wanted to do it, I think a year or two at college will do very well for his draft stock. In the next couple of seasons, Chad Knight is going to be a name very highly mentioned on that list as well.
And I think Ben Kasparius is making the right decision here, going to North Carolina, where this is a great baseball program there at North Carolina. The Tar Heels have such a good track record over these last couple of years as well. So I think that's going to be a good growing experience for Kasparius. Going to UNC, use that freshman year to really gain experience, learn from the older players, the sophomores, the juniors, the seniors. And then for Chad Knight, I agree. I think he's going to get looked at by some great college baseball teams as well. So these are two players that I think you're going to see down the road, end up maybe getting drafted by one of these Major League Baseball teams.
We do want to give a congratulations to Ridgefield resident Alex Buckanavich, who just finished his senior season at Brunswick School in Greenwich. He was one of 44 players selected to play in this year's Under Armour All-America lacrosse game. He'll be competing for the North team as an attackman in this contest. Kevin finished his varsity career with over 200 points. He had 29 goals and 30 assists this season, was awarded the Stuart Lindsley Award as the best attackman in New England. Bruins were 15-1, 11-0, winning their conference championship. Many believed would be the best team out of this area to compete with Darien. Very cool to see the Ridgefield native getting that kind of honor and getting to play in that game, and I know that does a lot of pride for your hometown as well.
It does, and that's a good recognition there for Alex. I think, for him, he comes from a lacrosse family. If he plays anything like his brother did, Andrew Buckanovich at UVM, I think he's going to have a good career in college.
Kev, we're going to step aside quickly. When we get back, though, we'll be joined by Ryan O'Connell and Jackson Apelt of the New Canaan boys lacrosse team here on Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
You don't have to go far for authentic Neapolitan cuisine and renowned wood-fire pizza. Pizzeria Loretano of Bethel is a contemporary Italian bistro, specializing in authentic wood-fired brick-oven pizza Napolitana. Pizzeria Loretano was named one of America's top 1,000 Italian restaurants in 2008 by Zagat, and recommended by Jane and Michael Stern on National Public Radio's Splendid Table. Located close to the Bethel Cinema, we focus on quality, and our food is always made to order. Join us for live jazz Sundays from 6 to 8. Find our schedule, menu, and more at pizzerialoretano.com, and like us on Facebook.
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
La France de Châtelet, c'est la France de tous les Français.
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office.
Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
We are back on Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network. Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman. Happy to welcome back to the program now New Canaan boys lacrosse captains Ryan O'Connell and Jackson Apel. Boys, let me first start by saying congratulations. Your third straight state championship. Take us through some of the emotions after Saturday's win.
Hey, thanks a bunch. It was so we're obviously really excited. It's been a pretty bumpy season for us, so to go through it and end the way we did was really nice to end it for us, and especially the senior class after being together for a long time.
Yeah, I think it was an awesome experience for us to play for a championship and be able to kind of put the cherry on top as we went out with a three-peat. And so I think it was a special experience for us seniors to be able to see the program progress over the last couple of years and be able to finish it that way.
And you guys talk a little bit about a bumpy season. We'll get into that a little bit more, but it was a bumpy Saturday. You're playing a Daniel Hand team for the second straight year in the championship. You beat them with relative ease last year. That was not the case this time around. Tied at 6 with just over 8 minutes to go. What was the thought process from this senior class?
Absolutely. I think we were honestly a little shocked at that point, but being the class that we are and being together as long as we have been, I think we were really able to persevere through that. And having experience this year, playing in a lot of big games, we've been in that type of hole in games earlier in the season. So I think that experience really led to us not coming back, but finishing the game off and being able to cap it off.
Yeah, I think this senior class, just throughout our time playing together and a lot of sports, has kind of had a never give up, I guess, kind of attitude. And I think you saw that with games like Staples and even McDonough when we were coming back at the end of the game, and maybe if bounces went a little different, an outcome might have been different in a game like that. But I think the senior class kind of just flipped the switch at that point and then just said, we're not losing this game. And I think we all kind of bought into that type of attitude.
Ryan and Jackson, you guys you mentioned that bumpy spot during the season. You guys early exit out of the FCIAC tournament. Going into the state tournament, what was the message to your team as the captains? You guys are trying to bounce back and get that state title after a disappointing FCIAC tournament.
Honestly, the day after we lost to Wilton, I think we were all really just feeling bad for ourselves. But we came to practice on Monday, and that attitude really just went away. And we really checked ourselves in and thought, you know what, we still have a championship to play for, and that's our goal at the end of the day, to win the championship, and did just that. So we were able to turn it around, thankfully.
Yeah, I think the a couple games throughout the season, and obviously that last FCIAC game at the end, were a few painful memories. And I guess we looked at the state tournament as an opportunity to turn a painful memory into a really great one in the state championship. So I think that was kind of the attitude that we had come in. And the first practice we had was really, really competitive, and it was fun. And I think we had throughout practice, throughout the state tournament, especially because it's the end of the year and young guys are developing for the summer. I think we were just kind of getting back to having fun with each other and enjoying the last few weeks of practicing together. And I think that's kind of the attitude that we embraced in that time in the season.
Now, Jackson, you mentioned the young guys stepping up. looking towards next season, what's that one player on this roster, underclassmen-wise, that you think is going to step up and have a great season next year for the Rams?
I mean, Ryan's brother Q is. I mean, you saw. I honestly think the Turkey Bowl is even the best, and his football experience is the best example of it. He's just such a talented athlete and a great teammate, really. So I think Q is going to be a really special player next year. But I also think that a lot of guys this year, like Owen Shin, and then Chase Straub, Ben Webster, a lot of young guys, face-off guys. A lot of those guys are going to have to step up, and I think they all really have that in them to take the program to the next level. And so being with them this year, I know it's hard to be an underclassman with especially a senior, I guess, dominated team. But I think it'll be really cool, and a lot of people are going to be really surprised with a lot of kids with a lot of talent wanting to show their stuff next year.
And you guys talked a little bit about wanting to finish on that high note. This is a very senior-heavy team. For this senior class, you get to go out in the best way possible, winning that championship game. As high as that moment was, at what point in time did it set in for this group that, wow, we're done playing together and this is the end of our high school careers? And I mean, what was that like for you guys?
It was honestly a little sad. Didn't really hit me till a couple minutes after the game, where I was on the bus and really took a deep breath and thought, wow, like, I'm never going to play with these guys again. And then I guess really like the practice before that, or our last practice that we had, just sort of taking it in, just sort of like recalling like all the, thinking, wow, this is the last time I'm ever going to be with these guys. And for a bunch of those guys, it's kind of weird to think that's that's their last time playing competitive sports. So like a couple of like my good friends for that matter. So it's a little weird. We're all obviously a very tight knit group, so we're all still good friends with each other. So that's obviously not going to change. But it's a little bittersweet though. I mean, granted, we won the state championship for the third time in a row, but for that sort of our own little era to be done is a little bittersweet.
And now you guys talk about some of these players, their careers are over. Both of you are very fortunate. You're going to pursue your careers at the collegiate level, and we want to congratulate you on that. But has it sunk in yet that you two are going to be rivals now for the next 4 seasons?
Not quite. We're both sort of starting our summer workouts right now, so we're starting to get a little competitive with that stuff. But other than that, we're obviously good friends and high school teammates, so that'll stay with us forever.
Yeah, it'll be really cool, and really excited to be able, also not just Ryan, but a lot of the guys from last year. Obviously, throughout the year, we're going to be playing against guys that we were best friends with a year or 2 ago. So it's really special, and I think it's a testament to the growth of Canaan lacrosse, those guys in those programs.
And you know, you boys, you talked about these last 4 years playing just you two alone. I mean, reflecting back on these 4 years, is there a game, is there a moment that you two, you know, it's something that sticks out to you the most, maybe a funny story, or, you know, what really sticks out to you the most over these last 4 years, not just in lacrosse, but football as teammates?
Honestly, for me, it's got to be the comeback we had in the Turkey Bowl. I think that's really a testament to the senior class, not just lacrosse players, but the football athletes too. That I remember literally talking to my teammates that game, saying like, even when we were down by 24 points, like nobody ever thought that we were out of the game. We were like, all right, let's just start chipping away. We're gonna score next, or our defense is gonna make a stop, and that's gonna be that. I think that was really a testament to those guys and how, like Jackson was saying earlier, we never had we had a don't quit sort of attitude, that we were never out of a fight, no matter what the score was. I mean, look no further than our game against Cold Spring Harbor this year. We were down 9-2. I think going into half, came back. Obviously, came up a little short, but I think it was a phenomenal showing of that. We've never really found ourselves out of a fight.
Yeah, you know, it does sound a little cliche, I think, but the feeling, I can't really even describe the feeling of like being in those halftime locker rooms and looking around and no one really panicking or seeming scared, with the idea that we're in the second half to big death. Everyone has nerves and relied on each other in that scenario. So it was a really special experience that I'll remember forever.
Well, guys, you are going to go down as some of the most storied and accomplished athletes in New Canaan history. 6 state championships to your name, and you guys did such a great job. Thank you for coming on with us today. We want to wish you the best of luck and look forward to seeing both of you in the near future.
Hey, thanks a bunch for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, boys. That was Jackson Apel and Ryan O'Connell, captains of the New Canaan boys lacrosse team. And it's funny, Kevin, that, you know, and we obviously were there on Thanksgiving. We remember how tough a loss that was for New Canaan, but just to see how much the comeback, the perseverance, and the resiliency they showed means to these young men.
And I'm glad they brought that up because, you know, you reflect back on some of these great games that we've covered here, and that's a game that sticks out to us, you know, the most, I think, is that comeback that they made. And he makes a great point too, Ryan, about that Cold Spring Harbor game that they lost. You know, they were down 9-2, and it's just the resiliency that they had. It's a great attitude. It speaks volumes to, you know, what the coaching staff has done, and not just that, but the senior class. I mean, we're going to miss them because it's been a lot of fun to watch. You know, those two alone were so great. But I'm glad that they brought up the Turkey Bowl because you talk about the resiliency, Frank, so impressive.
We are going to miss you a lot, little guy, but I got news. You got a good career coming up ahead. Teddy Hood, of course, one of the captains for that football team. We're going to step aside one more time on Nutmeg Sports. When we get back, we've got the 2017 Hall of Fame inductees right here on the HAN Network. At In Sports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The In Sports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning freeform pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back on Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network. Thank you again to Ryan O'Connell and Jackson Apel taking time with us. We want to take a moment now to acknowledge the 6 new members being inducted into the FCX Hall of Fame. The class of 2017, which will be honored at the year's end league banquet later this month, will include Mike King, Trumbull Athletic Director and former West Hill Athletic Director and girls basketball coach, Al Malizia, the former Trinity Catholic girls volleyball coach, Barry McLeod, the Bridgeport Central boys basketball coach, Danbury cross country indoor and outdoor track and field coach Rob Murray, Rick Osvik of the Greenwich soccer basketball programs and their former AD, and Marge Trifone of the Darien girls and boys swimming team. Huge accomplishments across the board, and these are all coaches, former athletic directors who need no introduction. Kev, you remember during the basketball championship for the girls tournament this year, we caught up with Mike King, and For someone who's been in the FCAC for so long, to hear how humble he was by this acknowledgement speaks volumes to what it means.
And I think it speaks volumes to how good the Trumbull basketball program is, Frank. I mean, you look at how successful they were this year. I know they fell a little short, especially on the boys' side, and the girls' side fell in the state championship game. But man, what a great program it's becoming to. You look at these rosters as well. They're going to have a great season next year as well. So yes, Mike King, always so helpful to us when we go to Trumbull and set up for games. So a great guy and a great AD.
I also want to offer congratulations to the John Kutzo Award winner for 2017, Pat Spinola, and to the Ralph King Award winner, Laddie Lawrence. Of course, last year the FCAC introduced these two new awards in honor of John and Ralph, who retired after many years of service to the league. The recipients of those awards will also be honored at the banquet in June. Want to take time to announce the first teams all FCAC for both boys and girls golf. First for the boys, you'll see Jackson Freddy of Greenwich, Alex Gu of Darien, Ryan Levy of Trumbull, Blake Swiggett of Darien, and Peter Tates of Staples. Alex Gu, a name that obviously jumps off that list, Kevin. The young man had one of the best seasons in school history for a team that it didn't show at the end of the year with championships won, but Darien set some individual scoring records this season. And with a lot of those players coming back, led by Alex Gu, the Blue Wave could be a big threat, not only to the conference, but the state next year on the links.
I don't know, Frank. I think we may be good luck for Alex Gu. 2 times we've had him on the network. He's played pretty well. You look back at when they were at the Country Club in New Canaan, and they beat New Canaan. He had a great match as well. And then you look over in the FCI Championship. I mean, amazing. Just individual score was, what a great season he had. A terrific player. And how about his attitude as well, Frank? Just being able to talk to him, too. Very humble kid, and always talks about how he gives a lot of credit to his teammates and his coaches. So a great kid and a great athlete as well, and a great golfer.
And of course, he was your 2017 Holohan tournament winner for the individual FCAC tournament. On the girls' side, it was Emily Cohen of Darien, Cindy Nethercott of Greenwich, Alexa Brown of Trumbull, Nora Noel Nolan from Wilton, Jessica Nuzaki of Fairfield Ward, and Ashley Fagerty of Greenwich. Those are a couple tongue-twisting names there. But for the girls, it was a lot of fun. The big surprise win by the Rams in the FCAC tournament. Golf is here to stay on the network. That is my position right now. I think we had a blast working with all those kids. It was so much fun being out there that day. Lord knows you needed the color with that Irish complex of yours, but it was a lot of fun. It was great to see how successful, how talented, and as you mentioned, how humble all these athletes were on the golf course.
Yeah, you look back at when we were at Fairchild Wheeler in Fairfield. I think that was a cool setup for us because we were right, next to the 18th hole, and right when they were finished, with their last hole, they came up, got a chance to talk to us. And Alexa Brown was someone I really enjoyed talking to. A great individual score for her on the Trumbull Eagles. Very humble as well. A great interview. So, a lot of these golfers, great to talk to, even off the air. They're just good to talk to, want to talk about their game, what kind of clubs they use as well. So, a great talk with Alexa Brown. And again, what a fun experience it was, not only at the Country Club in New Canaan, but Fairchild Wheeler was a lot of fun to be a part of. And I was very, very impressed with how these golfers were.
It was a lot of fun. The U.S. Open starts tomorrow morning. Do you have a sleeper pick you want to tell us about right now?
I don't think he's a sleeper. I'm a big Jason Day fan, so I like the Australian. He's got his Columbus roots as well, so I like Jason Day in the U.S. Open. I know the roughs are going to be a little difficult, but I like Jason Day.
Go with Steve Stricker, the hometown boy from Wisconsin. He's got his wife on the bag as well. Could be a great sleeper pick, but I'm all about the surge, baby. Feel the surge, Sergio. Kevin and I are back tomorrow on Nutmeg Sports. We'll be joined with the Darien boys lacrosse captains, hopefully Ben Kasparius of the Staples baseball team, and possibly Taylor Brown from Trumbull softball. For Kevin Coleman, I'm Frank Granito. See you next time.